Uh, Hello everyone. We are going to cover manufacturing 25A new features in this session. So Harshal, over to you.
Okay. Hi all. Thank you, Prashant. Hi all. Good afternoon. So today we are going to going on the 25A features on the manufacturing. So here in the manufacturing, it's mainly divided into the manufacturing part, then smart operation for the manufacturing, and third one is like flow manufacturing, and everything is coming in the Redwood only. So for some of the features, there are some of the profile option which we need to enable it, and for the some are the opt-in feature and some are the mandatory features here in our Oracle Redwood. As I have already mentioned here, the for the features for which if there is a profile option need to activate, then these are the profile option name. We can go to the manage administrative profile option. We can search with this name and then we need to enable this one. So for now, the demo purpose, I have just enabled all these things. Okay. So now let's go and see the what are the different features which are has been activated in our Oracle 25A updates. First one is like Redwood manage and execute production using a new home experience. So what the Oracle has done initially for the work definition and the work execution is which was there in our the older UI. Now, if I go to the work execution, the complete new Redwood look and feel has been coming over here. So the production staff need a simple user experience to effectively prepare for and manage manufacturing execution as part of their daily routine. So this is what Oracle has decided and it came with a new Redwood UI to do the to simplify the user experience and user's job in this one. Okay, here we can see that the tasks what are there for the manufacturing and what are the action. Yes, the action will be loading in some time. Then we can directly search for a work order or we can directly search with the status and everything we can directly do for search from here. And it is a quick navigation to action related to the work order management execution here as well. Now here the action has been not been coming. We'll just wait for a minute. It will be appearing over here. So meanwhile, let it appear. What I will do, I will just go and show the profile option which is used to enable this one. Let me go to the action, then setup and maintenance. Here again the task, click on searching and manage administrative profile options. Oh, sorry, administrator. The administrator profile values. Let me go and just search with this profile option code. Here at the site level, we have enabled this one. As we can see that the Redwood work execution landing page has been enabled. So once we enable, then the feature has been enabled. And if I just make it as a no, the feature will be no and it will be back to our old page. Okay. Now, yes. Now let me go back to the our work execution page. Now here we can see these are the action which are coming as a default. And if I click on the view all action, we can see all the view action which is there in our earlier. Okay, I Kanban manufacturing setup. Initially, I was saying that the major updates has came in the manufacturing. That was a uh, smart operation for manufacturing and the flow manufacturing. So this is a smart operation configuration. Yes, initially also we do have this one, but here also that has been enabled in the Redwood page as well. So this is the overall first thing which has came now. Let me go to the second feature. Second is like Redwood model plant setup and work definition using the new home experience. As we know that for to do the manage after we do the manage plant setups, we need to do the other setups as like manage work centers, then manage manufacturing resources, then standard operation and work definition. Everything which we need to do, everything has been came this will be defined in the work definition part and not in the work execution. For this also we are having a one profile option which we need to enable first. After enabling that profile option, we can see the work definition profile work definition page with is all these manufacturing plant setups. Now let me go to the home page and I quickly show you how the work definition page look and feel like. Now let me go to supply chain execution, then work definition. So this is an work definition and overview. There's the work definition which has already been created in the system. The action part has been loading. We'll just wait a minute, then it will get loaded. Okay, till it get loaded, we'll just go with the next feature. Okay, so the third feature is like create an operation applicability rule for the assemble to order model item work definition in new experience. So it is like in the for any we used to create a work definition for the items which we are going to manufacture. Like it can be a standard item, the standard item which we are going to manufacturing it, that is on a standard ATO item, and we can have the we also manufacture the ATO model and the PTO model which we don't manufacture, we just pick and ship, and then CTO kind which we are going to manufacture. For the ATO manufacturing, whatever the different parts are there, and we need to write a rule based on the certain selection. Like for an example, for the ATO model selection, if user select one of the option, then this work definition need to follow, and if the user select one of the different second option, then the different work definition need to follow, and if the user select the third option, then the different work definition need to follow. This we can define in the 25A with the this operation applicability rule with a new look and feel in the Redwood pages, which we can define and which we can see over here. Okay, now coming back to the instance, we can see that the our action page has been enabled. Now, now we here we can see that the manage work definition, work area, work center, resources, and standard operation, which are there, which has been used to do the manufacturing setup. All this all this setup task is coming in the Redwood pages as per our this second feature. As we have enabled this administrative profile, we can see all our manufacturing setup will be coming in our Redwood pages. Okay, so any question till now?
We are good. We are good. You can
Okay, okay.
continue.
Okay, fine. So now let me go with the fourth one, which is like Redwood report material transaction for a work order operation with additional capabilities. Now we can perform while issuing and returning the material transactions for a particular work order operation, we can have the Redwood experience. Like for an example, so sometimes what happens whenever when the order comes in, order for a particular ATO item or ATO model that comes in, and we have started the manufacturing and the manufacturing has been completed, and we see that the customer has cancelled that order. So we need to do the we need to again deassemble it and then transfer back to their main system. We can use this report material transaction, and that can be used in our Redwood experience. So here we can also what we say we can also capture the additional information in items like items and lot and the serial descriptive flex field, and we can also do this returning, and we can also scan the serial while returning the materials using the report material transaction for a work order operation. I think that feature will be there in the uh, work execution. Let me go back to the work execution. Okay, just a minute. The action will be getting enabled. So the next one is also the same. Uh, Here, report source transaction for a work operation using a new user experience. Here we can labor and equipment time tracking. That is which is the common practice for controlling the production cost and the compensating workers. Now we can add over here and we can see that look and feel as a Redwood pages as well. Now let me just go over here. Click on the more action and here report material transactions. Now let me click on over here. Let me go to the task. Now here asking for an search for an work order. Let me search with here. There is option called as a scanner barcode. We can scan as well. Scan or type. Okay, I think I am having the work order. So using this, we can do this one material uh, report material transactions. I think I am not having the particular work order which we can do that one. For that reason, I'm not able to show that. Okay, let me go to the next feature. Okay, so the next feature is Redwood use the save search for the work definition. Now here what we can do, we can now if we want to save the search for the work definition that can be commonly used work area, or we can update and we can for the group of items, then what we can do, we can save our search of the work definition and we can update it any time. So it will be like quickly we can quickly revisit a set of the work definition that facilitates and updates the completeness and the change management scenarios for the work definition. Now we can create and run a safe search for the this work definition in this powerful with this powerful index based search engine. Okay, now let me go back to the instance and I will show you here the manage work definition. That okay, let me open the two sessions. One will be for the work execution and the second will be for the work definition. Now let me go to the work definition part. Okay, so it will here. Okay, yes, it got displayed now. I will go to the manufacturing work definition. Yes, here there is option called as a safe search. Now if I click over here, we can see if everything has been there. Let me search for the system search. Or if I want to create a new save search, we can give our name and we can enable sharing and mark as the default to view our saved search always. So this is how we can use the save search option over here on the Redwood pages. Okay. Now let me go to the next one. Navigate signal and track supplier and interlock Kanban replenishment. So this has been used for the Kanban process. Uh, Now, here the Kanban, okay, let me go to the instance and here we can see that the Kanban process is there in the work execution area. Let me click on the view all action. Yeah, here we can do the execute Kanban and here we can by scan. Okay, let me click on over here. First of all, we need to enable the warehouse operator for this. Okay, I think we don't have the access. So here in this Kanban operation with the help of a scanning, and we can search the items and we can process the order, and we can replenish the Kanban cards as well using this Kanban execution. And for this one, for to have this Kanban in our Redwood here, we need to enable via profile administrator. Once we enable it, then only we can use this one. Okay, so the next part it will be like next feature, which is there define pull sequence and generate supplier and interrupt Kanban cards. Now, Kanban is just like a is used in just-in-time inventory replenishment method to manage material supply based on the actual consumption. Okay, so the Kanban card accompanies a standard size bin that signals when materials need to be replenished from an internal or external source. So here, here we can see everything if it is an interlog, and if the new pull sequence has been created or generated, or to print the Kanban cards, which can be the electronic signals, and which can be that can be coordinating for the replenishment process. This Kanban cards accompanies a bin of materials to help and track the bin status and replenishment supply status. So here we can define the pull sequence for the Kanban cards with the help of this new feature. Okay. So the next feature is like analyze work order operation from workstation using VICC. Here, VICC is nothing but the Oracle Business Intelligence Cloud Connector, which is used to extract data in view objects from Oracle application instance to your data warehouse or to a third-party reporting tool. Now, with this, we can analyze the real-time transactional data for work order operation executed work at workstation and generate custom reports. So for the custom reports, which is using the third-party tool, we can use this. This feature will be important for us. Now let me go and so we are not going to enable this feature. This feature is automatically enabled in our systems. Okay, I think BICC will be there in our what we say OTBI. Okay, so that will be there in the OTBI, which using which we can extract the things and we can process it. So now let me go. So okay, so as initially I was saying that our manufacturing has been defined in the third. So here we have complete our the manufacturing part. Now from here the smart operations for the manufacturing has been introduced. So the smart operations, it will be like for a workstation or a that is a physical location where the operators executes the work order operations. So in this we have added in this descriptive flex field has been added, and we can use it and we can define at the while creating the work definition itself. Okay, now let me show you in the our work definition. Here the workstation area is there. If I go to the workstation, here I think we need to create a work definition first. Now let me create it. Here I need to select a work center for that one. Code 001. Let me take it. Now let me create first. Now here we can additional information is a context segment. Here that is an equipment which we can add over here. If any attachments are there, we can also add the attachment for this one. Now let me additional information context segment, which has we have not been added initially. For that reason, it is coming as a blank. If we want to update, we can Here we can configure the descriptive flex field for the workstation. Here there was a let- here there was a page from, but from here this is a page from where we can add the descriptive flex field for the workstation. Now let me go for the next one. Here complete work order operation automatically using equipment signal at workstation. Now, initially, what we used to have in our older UI, we used to have the quick complete state. When we go to the review dispatch list, in the review dispatch list, we can see that we are having to complete and work operation. We are having the two operation: complete with the details or the quick complete. Quick complete, it will be like we are completing the quickly without any validation and all, and complete with the details. We can, it will be the train like steps, one by one we can check and we can complete it. So in the similar way, here in the workstation, when we are having the workstation operation will be there. We need to enable the workstation to support automated execution of operation, and we can automatically complete that operation for a particular work order itself. Okay, so now the next feature is configure and manage performance matrices for our work definition. Now, uh, once we complete any work order or work operation anything, and if a supervisor and operators which are working together on the shop floor, they need to meet up some of the what we say, they need to check it whether the quality of an item or we have delivered all the times everything has been done perfectly on the given time or not. So they can do the monitoring for this one using this on the workstation. They can do the monitoring for this monitoring using the Redwood pages and the which is came in the new feature. Okay, so this will be coming in our the I think the smart part configuration. Now let me go back to the system. Let me go back workstation. I will go back one more time. View all action. Okay, I think for this I need to go in the work execution and here smart operation configuration. Now here in the smart operation configuration, we are it is defined in the three parts like a configuration parameters and matrices and workstation region codes. In the configuration parameters, performance loss threshold in minutes. Here we can give the whatever the performance is there. Here, first of all, we need to define over the all these three parameters and all the things. After that, we can see, we can configure, we can manage the performance matters in our workstation. So we need to smart operation configuration is the most important part that we need to do it. And if you want to edit it, we can edit it the things. Here, based on these things, we can have the matrices. Here, the matrices availability, performance, then quality, whatever we want, we can edit it and we can update the things. And workstation region codes. And if any particular reasons are there, like we can also add and modify over here. And if we want to create our custom region codes, we can also perform over here. Okay, so to enable this this feature, we need to do the opt-in feature, which is available in our 25A in the manufacturing and supply chain material management. Okay, now let me go to the next feature. So the next feature is like create automatic production exception for equipment related events at the workstation. So now, uh, what we say. So sometimes while we are creating, while completing the work, while completing a work order, there are some exception which used to come. So while in our workstation, if some of the exceptions comes for while working on a particular work order, and if you want to generate an exception, then automatically work exception we can generate it. So for that one, first of all, we need to create an operational rules. Then we need to set an evaluation criteria, and then we need to set an outcomes for operational rules. Once we set these things, then exceptional exceptions will appear while completing a work order at the workstation. So for this, this will be supported in our maintenance activities and in our completion of the work order operation activities as well. Okay. Let me go to the next feature, which is the manage shift operator assignment for workstation when supervising production. Now, here, while defining a workstation we used to define the based on the machineries and the labels which we used to define, and whatever the shift operators are there, shift operator or timings which we can define in our systems as well. In this, uh, in our 25A feature Redwood pages. So operator assignment drawer which we can define here. Now let me just show that one. I think for that first we need to create a workstation. I think workstation is over here. Okay, I think we need to create a tablet assembly kind things. Okay, I think that is not available over here. But yes, that we need to create a workstation based on the some of the operator. I have not selected that operations, and once we select that operators, then we can do the operator assignment and we can assign that one to in a particular workstation. So the next is manage work order operations queue for workstation when supervising production. So production supervisor can manage and oversee the work schedule for a shift. With this, he can update the production supervisor. He can manage the work order operation queues at workstation for their work centers. He can assign the work order operation and he can unassign work order operation. He can edit and resequence the work order operation. Then he can also view the expedite work order operations as well at the workstation. So he can manage each and everything. He can also see if for a particular operation, like if for a particular work order, we can have the multiple operation, the work operation status maybe or not started or in progress or completed. So whatever the task is there, we can manage and we can view that one using pages. Okay, so this everything whatever we are talking on those, everything will is done in the smart manufacturing operation, and everything is defined in the workstation. So the next is monitor workstation performance when supervising the production. Now, here on the based on the different parameters, here we can see this workstation falling. There are some of the matrices that can be monitored both at the work center and the workstation level. Like for an example, availability of an item or availability of a shift operator, then performance, what is the performance based on the quality, then if there are the open exception and the completed quantity. There are some other parameters at the workstation, which is exclusive in the workstation itself, which is the duration of the assigned operation or in-use duration, then the idle duration and the down duration of an resources. So that can be used and that can be applied over here and that can be monitor the workstation performance. Okay. So the next is the report scrap quantity during the work execution at a workstation. Now, on the shop floor, only items that meets predefined quality standards can process to the next stage or to be shipped. There may be some of the parts which doesn't meet our standards are either rejected or reworked or scrapped. So in this case, we cannot be repaired. So with this, we need to update the operators that can have these materials which we need. we need to assign it to the scrap material and we need to process that one. Okay, like for an example, while if we are doing uh, work order completion for a laptop item, and if for the laptop item, uh, a hard disk RAM is there. If one of the item is not meeting our standards, so one item we can, while completing the operation, we can reject one of the item and then we can replace that one of the item and we can process that one. Okay, we can report the scrap quantity during the work execution. Okay, so the next one, let's go, is the support simultaneously work order check-in in a workstation. So uh, there are some of the manufacturing plant which are having the complex manufacturing process, such as the heavy equipments for a work execution and other like require coordinate efforts for a multiple operators at a workstation. So now we can check in and check out at the workstation independent of the another operator working at the same workstation. So this can be done at the workstation by, like for an example, there are some dependencies are there and there are some dependence on the other operation or the depending on the some of the work operator of a particular machine. So what we can do, we can do the check in and check out, like we used to have the calendars, like we shift timings, so we can do the check in check out for that operator and we can process after that one. Okay, so in the 25 Redwood pages that has been supported. So now let me go to the update workstation availability status for a workstation along with the reason codes. Now here what we can do, we can edit the workstation status by selecting the reason for the change and we can update the status code at the time of a uh, after the creation of the workstation. So to enable this feature, we need to opt in the feature, then only this will be enabled. So the next is the view assigned operation and expedite work orders for a workstation. Okay, so when operators check in the workstation to begin the production, they need information on the work order operation that could be executed at the workstation. With this update, operator can view the list of the operation assigned to this workstation by the production supervisor. With the help of a production supervisor role of and a supervisor or an operator, he can view all the assigned operation that has been assigned for a particular workstation. You can view assigned operation and expedite work orders at a workstation when assignments are not enforced. You can also view assigned operation and expedite work orders at a workstation when assignments are enforced. And this is also an opt-in feature which we need to do that one. So this was everything. It came into the smart manufacturing operations. Now from here, whatever the things which we are going to see, it's related to the flow manufacturing. So the flow manufacturing, it is a method of a manufacturing that characterized by running a continuous flow of similar products. Like it may be often of a single piece flow on a production line at a steady rate to align with the customer demand. So this is how the flow manufacturing. And this flow manufacturing has been built in our built in the Redwood pages. Okay, so now let me show you here in the one of the pages where we can see it. I think in the manufacturing work definition. If I click on the create, oh sorry. Now see work method, here we can see the flow manufacturing. Earlier we used to have the discrete manufacturing and the process manufacturing, but here the flow manufacturing has been enabled. With the help of this, we can create the flow manufacturing work definition and we can process it. Okay. So the next is create a flow manufacturing work definition associated with a production line. So this is what we have seen. We can create a work definition with the help of a flow manufacturing within the production line and we can process that one. Okay. So the next is manage flow schedules for manufacturing execution on a production line. So now this flow manufacturing applies to a subset of manufacturers that run uninterrupted production lines at a constant rate to make the similar products. It's mainly generally used to do the mass production in the bulk or for a repetitive process. Like for an example, if I want to if I need to do mass production for a laptop item, or I need to do a similar one kind of an item is there which I need to do multiple times, like which we for a make to stock item, which we generally used to do. That in that case we can have this production line and everything need to be set up, and we can produce it in a and we can produce in the repetitive way, and we can store it in our inventory. Now, the last one is like execute the flow schedules on the production. As we know that for the executing, that is in our earlier pages, we used to call as the review dispatch list, in which we used to have the two option, quick complete and the complete with details. In the flow manufacturing, we can use the both the option to process our flow based work definition and flow based work definition item, and we can complete the work orders. So the last one is like which I have just I think I've done the replacement and I've done the shuffle this one, signal and track supplier, and I think it has been completed. Yeah, this has been also already completed in our earlier. So we can in a Kanban replenishment, which enter our Kanban replenishment, we can track the supplier and we can signal it using the Kanban execution. In the Kanban execution, we can see whether the item has been the replenished one, and we can track the complete supply details in the Redwood pages. Okay. So any questions or any doubts on this?
We have completed, right? Every topic that we
Yes.
are supposed to.
Yes, Prashant.